Hey there again, YouTubers. I was just now watching, Prison Break season 2. Yeah. I tend to do so when when I just like to derp around, when I feel like just try to relax a little bit, do a bit of a rain check on pushing forward with my other undertakings, such as work, such as in fact I have I am beginning to perceive making YouTube videos as part of my work, part of my future undertakings. Yeah, so that's why I mentioned work, life, love, family, career, relationships, shit like that, shite like those. Well, I'm making this video just in case I might not survive for very long. I'm not saying that I will commit suicide or anything, but I just perceive there's a high chance, I perceive a high chance, not necessarily equal to or above 50% of that chance, but should I continue to stay here, should I continue to stay here, continuing to stay in this hotel, continuing to live in this sorry state, I might just fail to hold the line, since here we go again. I don't want to bore you with any more specifics about my suicidal thoughts and depression, but instead I just like to point out several more facts about about depression and suicidal thoughts, and I like to share a bit of experiences on how to have them, how to get them, how to have them suppressed, if not alleviated or neutralized completely. I noticed some more patterns of the ups and downs of my mood. The mood tends to go up a bit once I take a shower and then exit the shower room. In so doing, I can get a bit of a breeze from the aircon, and I use the towel to wipe myself, to wipe away the moisture, and yeah. So that's pretty much how I leverage such brief, a very brief, a very temporary boost of my mental condition, to engage, to get myself more engaged with my work, with my my own plans for the future. So that's basically how I leverage such brief boost in mood as a stepping stone to get shit done. And oops, jeez, yeah. So that still seems like a no brainer thing to do, but that's the only option I have to keep myself sufficiently driven to complete all tasks necessary, so that I can make a bit of a living without having to depend upon anybody but myself. Well, at least that's the least thing that's the least I could do to show my adversaries that I can still live. I can still stand without them intervening, without their help. But to tell the truth, I don't, I often say I don't want their help. That does not necessarily reflect, my true wishes. Well, the truth is, I still wish they could help me with my situation. Though neither does it necessarily indicate that I need their help to get back in shape, to get back on my feet. Though I wish they could have showed at least a bit of enthusiasm, or interest in assisting me to tighten up some loose ends. In fact, I also added a project on the Asana platform I manage, titled Loose Ends in China. And in fact I labeled many of the tasks within such project priority tasks, though I'm currently in no shape of executing pretty much any of them, except I put up some plans about furthering my effort on granting forgiveness, on granting that woman for more forgiveness and leniency, so I could ease off the mental burden on myself. Why? Cause you see, you can see I'm currently in no shape of managing any property, any real estate my old man has left me with, and I certainly don't know a thing, not a single thing about how to rent out a property, a piece of real estate in China to someone who are decent, who are sufficiently civilized to pay their rent on time. I have utterly no experience nor expertise when it comes to managing properties, real estates. Though allegedly my old man left me a property in somewhere more remote and obscure with my own name. But I'm in no shape of managing that property or collecting any rent from the occupiers, because the current occupier of that property is my biological grandfather, and I have had some disputes, some conflicts with him as well, but I don't blame, at least I don't mainly blame him for having started all this mess, because he is still deluded, about anything that has anything to do with that woman. So but that I would like to leave more specifics about such topic for another video, maybe in the future, provided that I could survive this mess. So you see, so if I grant some more forgiveness to that woman, at least I suppose I now stand ready to sign some papers, so so I could, so to forfeiting the ownership of, the right of inheritance, pertaining to the property, the piece of real estate my old man left me with in the, in the east part of this city. So, despite the potential growth of values in the future such property harbors, I'm in no shape of managing or administering anything like so vast, so so valuable. At least not at the moment. I don't think I will be ever qualified for for becoming a landlord. Since I don't enjoy the trouble, the hassle of managing a property, and besides, such place like that still, they still, at least in my mind, in a perspective such as post-traumatic disorder, I think, I imagine, I would like to erase, such estate completely from my own memory, So I would like to pretend it doesn't exist. I would like to just forfeit such property, because it burdens on me so heavily that I couldn't take it anymore. So that's part of the deal I I imagine I am gonna cut with that woman. And you can pretty much consider me something like a a destroyer in Warcraft 3, from the undead race, because like I showed you before, this little Japanese canned blended black coffee. They, if you consider me something like a destroyer from Warcraft 3, from the undead race, then this coffee, you can imagine this as some sort of a mana that keeps me going, keeps me useful and productive amidst of the situation, amidst of the shite that's been going on and never ceases to bother me, to haunt me. Yeah, so I don't know how many times I can continue to rebuke suicidal thoughts, whether when it can when they reach the peak of their peaks, or then they begin to fade away, and the pattern, the process of such repeats over and over. I have utterly no idea how many times I can continue to bear it. I begin to consider some of my audiences parts of my own family. In fact, I am considering, I am considering about sharing certain sensitive information with you guys, on Patreon and Discord. But in fact, I have already shared plenty of recordings of me making cold calls to all over the world, and I consider those information quite sensitive already, since if you happen to have paid Japan a visit, then you might have noticed that Japanese folks, they don't particularly think much of recording a conversation over the phone, though it's not necessarily illegal. It folks there, they well, to my knowledge, so far as I know, they may more often than not frown upon recording a conversation over the phone, though the main intent of me doing so is to basically practice my Japanese language skills, and at least I have something to show for myself, at least so that I can see how far have I gone with practicing, and how much further do I need to go, do I need to continue to practice before I can reach a nearly flawless degree of fluency. So that's pretty much the main point, the main intent why I recorded many of them. So I think I hope I have cleared the clouds of doubts and wondering here sufficiently or adequately clear enough. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening. Then I might try to get up a little bit earlier than I did for today. You know, tomorrow morning, and see what, you know, where life takes me, or where God takes me. Yeah. And suicidal thoughts, yeah, they still exist. They still occur to me. They are occurring and reoccurring to me right now. In fact, and right now I am having thoughts of you know, throwing myself, you know, from the rooftop of this hotel while naked, you know, so that, you know, to, you know, something like that. Well, I'm not gonna, you know, scare you or bore you with any more details regarding suicidal thoughts for this video. So yeah, thank you for watching again. Thank you for watching and listening again, and hope you are having a better day or a better night than I am, and see you around on YouTube. Cheers. Bye bye.